So we got some new Spider-Man Far From Home set videos featuring a brand new Spider-Man suit. And of course we got some news about Marvel's Netflix Iron Fist cancellation. So I'll have more about those topics right after the intro. Hey guys, welcome to News to Astonish, where we discuss comics, movies, games, and more. And I got some exciting news to talk about, specifically Spider-Man Far From Home set videos with featuring the new Spider-Man suits. We're going to be going over that, make some comparisons, talk about it, maybe speculate a little bit. And also we're going to be talking about a bit bad news about Iron Fist's cancellation on Netflix, but we'll get into more detail later on in the video. But first, let's talk about Spider-Man. Okay, so we're going to be talking about briefly about the new Spider-Man suit that we've caught a glimpse of on the set of Spider-Man Far From Home. And reading from the article here on Superhero Hype, it says, after spending some time in Europe, principal photography on Spider-Man Far From Home picked up in New York City this week. Thanks to a large handful of Instagram users, we have our first glimpse at a new costume that Peter Parker will be wearing in next summer's highly anticipated sequel. The scene being filmed shows Spidey, presumably Tom Holland, under the mask, although it could also be a stunt double, swinging around Zendaya's Michelle, MJ. You can also check out the video right here, which I'm going to show you right now. Of course, this isn't the only new suit that Peter Parker will be wearing for his new adventure. Last month, set photos showed the web slinger perched on top of a Ferris wheel, wearing what looked like a lot like a stealth-based costume inspired by the comics. The latest suit isn't a big departure from Tony Stark's design threads we've seen Peter Parker sporting since his first MCU appearance in Captain America Civil War. The biggest difference is that it trades in the character's trademark blue for a black motif, with some extra black added to the gloves. Additionally, there is a white spider emblem on the back that mirrors a symbol on the front. The suit calls back to several previous designs, including famed comic artist Alex Ross, one of my personal favorites, designed for the original Spider-Man film trilogy, as well as some of the Marvel Studios' visual development head Ryan Mindering's unused concept art. So I have that concept art right here for you guys right here. So initially, when they were getting started on the first Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Homecoming to be exact, they had these concept arts released. And if you look at this costume compared to the one, let's say, used in the Superior Spider-Man, they resemble each other. They're closely similar to each other. And honestly, I do like this costume. It's one of my favorite versions of the Spider-Man costume, but I really do prefer the traditional blue and red, even though the black and red was the initial design from like the early 60s. Like, we're talking the very first appearance of Spider-Man in 1962. But everybody is so accustomed to the red and blue, so if anybody thinks about Spider-Man, they think, oh, He wears red and blue tights. So that's Spider-Man. But throughout the year, Spider-Man has donned a lot of costumes. And I'm starting to get the idea that in this set of Spider-Man movies, they're going to go into a huge different approach, meaning that we're probably going to be seeing Spider-Man experiment with a lot of different costumes, just like he does in the comics. And that's something that's never been done before in film until now. So it's pretty exciting for Spider-Man, the character in general, to do that. Continuing on with the story here, however, a number of fans have pointed out that the revamped color scheme also resembles the costume worn by Otto Octavius, what I was just talking about basically, during the Superior Spider-Man comic book series. The argument could also be made that it adheres more closely to Spider-Man's appearance in Amazing Fantasy number 15 back in 1962, what I also just mentioned as well. Spider-Man Far From Home swings into theaters July 5th, 2019, and that's going to kick off phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So personally, I think this costume resembles a lot of costumes from the Spider-Man comics. It resembles, like it was stated here, the Alex Ross comic book version of the Spider-Man costume, which is right here. See, it has a lot of the red and black design, and here's another one here. It also reminded me a lot of Miles Morales' Ultimate Spider-Man costume, which has a lot of black and red as well. And like I said before, it resembles the Superior Spider-Man costume the most because the design are strikingly similar, and again, it's one of my favorite costumes of all time in Spider-Man lore in general. So what are your thoughts on the new Spider-Man costume for this movie? Are you hoping that this is just a one-time thing where he just uses this costume for the movie? Do you think that these costumes will serve a purpose in the film? Let me know your thoughts. I hope that he gets to use these costumes and for a good reason, and I hope that he reverts back to his classic red and blue duds. So that's how I feel about these costumes. So moving on to the next topic here, and I just wanted to cover both of these topics in one video and not split them up like so. Netflix decided to cancel Iron Fist after 2 seasons, and it states here that Iron Fist was among the 4 initial series that Marvel sold to Netflix back in 2013, and it was also one of the most divisive. While the first season took a beating from critics, the recently released second season received a warmer reception and higher praise, but it apparently wasn't enough to convince Netflix to order another season. Via Deadline, Netflix and Marvel released a joint announcement confirming Iron Fist's cancellation after 2 seasons. In a statement, they said Marvel's Iron Fist will not return for a 3rd season on Netflix. Everyone at Marvel Television and Netflix is proud of the series and grateful for all the hard work from our incredible cast, crew, and showrunners. We're thankful to the fans who have watched these 2 seasons and for the partnership we've shared on the series. While the series on Netflix has ended, the immortal Iron Fist will live on. While this is the first time that Netflix has canceled the Marvel series, it doesn't necessarily mean the end of Iron Fist. Deadline notes that the upcoming Disney streaming service could potentially provide a home for the 3rd season of the series. Another possibility would be to combine the characters from Iron Fist and Luke Cage into a Heroes for Hire series. I would totally watch that. I think it would do well, and it's something that the fans have been longing for, and they've been craving a series like that, a spin-off series of sorts. In the comics, Iron Fist, Danny Rand, and Luke Cage have a friendship and partnership that has spanned decades and even a few ongoing series. Dividing the characters between 2 different streaming services may not be appealing that much. It's worth noting that the Deadline report indicates that Iron Fist cast was only informed about this decision within the past few hours. So just like you and I, the cast have found out just today, only just a few hours ago. It is also indicated that Luke Cage season 3 will likely be picked up any day now, quote unquote. How do you feel about the abrupt end of Iron Fist after 2 seasons? Should Iron Fist and Luke Cage join forces in a new show? Let me know in the comment section below, guys. What do you think? Personally, I think that Iron Fist season 3 should be picked up in the Disney streaming service. If Iron Fist had another chance, I think it's a perfect opportunity to bring him over because the 2nd season did so much better than the 1st season. It's received a warmer reception and it's gained a lot of praise. So I don't know why they decided to abruptly cancel it. Maybe they've just lost faith in the series. It could be a multitude of reasons, but we'll never know. I just hope it gets picked up for a 3rd season because I just started liking the character only recently, and so have a lot of the other fans out there. So let me know, guys, what are your thoughts on these news about Spider-Man's new suit, the abrupt cancellation of Iron Fist? It's pretty crazy out there right now, guys. So please comment down below. Be sure to like this video, subscribe for more, and click on bell notifications so you all don't miss anything. And as always, I will see you all in the next comic panel.